And thanks everyone for taking the time out to come here today. This session puts a spotlight on Maharashtra as a shooting destination. Now, Maharashtra, of course, is the land of Dadasaheb Phalke. It's the birthplace of Indian cinema and in many ways its spiritual home. But the Maharashtra that the greats like Raj Kapoor, V. Shantaram and Mehboob Khan worked in is very different from the Maharashtra of today. Times have moved, so other countries, other regions. At this film bazaar itself, we see these beautiful, attractive booths of states trying to woo Indian filmmakers away. So given this vastly different and competitive landscape, I think this is a good time to remind ourselves of what Maharashtra has to offer, and also to have constructive discussions on how it can be made even better. So to set the ball rolling, I think we should maybe watch a AV on the Maharashtra filming destinations.
Maharashtra. Some magnificent memories await you. At Maharashtra, there are innumerable ways to satiate your quest of capturing the best memories that the Maha moments offer you at Maharashtra. Envision a refreshing environment. Lay a perfect shot in the lush green valleys. From city life to wildlife. A mirror of India and Indians awaits you in Maharashtra, the third largest state in India with an area of 307,713 square kilometers. It has a coastline of 720 kilometers to the west of the state. The wide coast of the Arabian Sea is paralleled by the 7,000 feet high Sahyadri mountain ranges. The Renaissance state has witnessed many transformations, be it spiritual or cultural. The land where mysticism and modernism thrive alike. Step into a world where past meets the future, where the blue water meets the green cover. Maharashtra promises to deliver something new every time an appreciator searches for a story. This mountain range transports you to the golden pages of the glorious history of Maharashtra. The forts are a testament to excellent architecture and impenetrable defense systems, a melting pot of different faiths and cultures. Maharashtra has been magnetic to the storytellers from across the world. The government of Maharashtra has implemented the Single Window Initiative, which is giving a boost to the cinema world here. Our vision is in sync with a dreamer's vision. What a dreamer wants to capture and experience is what Maharashtra promises to deliver. Seamless procedures, warm hospitality, and a plethora of storytelling opportunities await you. Welcome to Maharashtra, where a story lurks at every corner.
So now that we've seen glimpses of the physical as also cultural beauty of Maharashtra, may I request Saurabh ji to just lead us through the policy initiatives in place and maybe plan for the content production sector.
Yeah, so thank you. To begin with, I welcome all the audience and my esteemed colleagues. So Maharashtra, as you know, it's like aptly titled as we are the ultimate destination in terms of as far as film sector goes. So with more than 50% contributing to this sector, I think this state holds a lot in whenever we are talking about the film fraternity, the growth in terms of where the industry is going to move forward. So what Maharashtra decides, I think, has a lot to say in terms of how the sector grows actually. And of late, we have definitely felt that there is a need to have a strong policy which supports this film sector, and in particular, a very nascent Marathi film industry also in a way that there has to be some more incentives than what we are giving. I think ours must be the only state which takes some of the selected films to Cannes Film Festival, and we have been participating regularly for past 5-6 years. And I'm sure my fellows who have worked with us, they realize that a film city, not only at Goregaon, but also at Kolhapur, the kind of welcoming thing in terms of shooting locations that we offer there. And some of the biggest films have actually happened. Some of the serials that you see are being shot there. So how to really improve upon further? So there is something like Film City Goregaon 2.0, how we can really do even at Nashik, which also like I was hearing the Madhya Pradesh panel when they are saying that they have some 300 plus sunny days. So we have quite a few locations in Vidarbha and also even a new policy where we can develop in a PPP mode some of the new film city locations. That is also being planned across, and not only the new highways that are coming across this, if that is the case. So we are trying to build some kind of a viability gap funding PPP scheme. That is also in pipeline. So very shortly, we'll try to bring it and unfold that policy also. But what I'm really trying to say is that the actual ecosystem which is there, what goes behind the making of film, there we really want to strengthen, and we want to take that soft leadership space in terms of holding a film fair every year in Goregaon, where all the people who are connected with film, not only from Maharashtra, but maybe from south, from east, from west, they meet, and every 3-4 days they deliberate on all the issues which are being there post-COVID at least. Like in terms of tourism, we are saying rethinking tourism. Here in Maharashtra, we are saying even rethinking film production. What are the challenges being faced actually post-COVID? I think these are the forums which we are really looking at from policy perspective. So with your support, we would like to explore and actively engage and try to build a strong policy environment for film shooting in Maharashtra.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Avinash, anything you would like to add? And also, like, what are the plans for Film City, since that comes under your domain?
Thank you. Actually, sir has already said much about what we offer in Maharashtra. As he has rightly said, my ecosystem is there. We need to really put it in the public domain that these are the things available. Of course, people are coming there, but what kind of knowledge, what kind of infrastructure, what kind of manpower is available in the state? That, we'll certainly discuss with all the industries people, and we'll have that kind of fair in Mumbai in Film City itself. When we talk about the, Dada Saheb Phalke Chitranagari Film City, we are aware that there are some shortcomings, but we'll certainly overcome in another 2-3 months' time, I'm sure. Whether it is street lights or roads, or putting up some more studios also. Because as you are aware, most of you might be aware that there is a plan of redevelopment in a big way. That will go on, but still, for the time being, as a short-term or medium-term measure, we'll build some more studios there with state-of-the-art facilities. And about shooting in Maharashtra, wherever you want to go, we have already decided that we'll identify around 200 locations from across the state, various districts, and we'll put it in the public domain so that whenever you want to go there, we'll facilitate everything there, right from, making available government guest houses or police protection or clearances, everything we'll take care. Other than that, I heard yesterday that whenever somebody comes with a script and we need to identify the locations for that, that also we'll certainly take it up, and we'll ensure that whoever coming to the state for filming or even for post-production kind of facilities, we will welcome them, we'll provide them wholehearted support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And I would like to hear from you, any suggestions, whatever we can do for the industry.
Sure, we have a great panel of filmmakers and actors to give us those inputs. So let's get into that. Ashwini ji, as director, producer, you've shot extensively in India as also abroad. So what has your experience been like shooting in Maharashtra vis-a-vis other regions?
Thank you, Nitin ji. So I think I'll start with the reference which sir was giving. So there was a panel on Madhya Pradesh just before us. So it's a little strange that Maharashtra as a state, and we are the leaders as far as filmmaking is concerned. But for the last number of years, and Madhya Pradesh twice in a row is the most film-friendly state. So I think it's high time we need to up the game. One. चीज़ें मुझे लगता है पिछले कुछ सालों में बहुत तेज़ी से बदली हैं नितिन जी, as far as filmmaking is concerned. सो और कुछ चीज़ें बहुत अलार्मिंग हैं जो मुझे लगता है कि जिनका नोटिस लिया जाना चाहिए. पिछले कुछ सालों में आप देखेंगे कि सिर्फ हिंदी फिल्में ही नहीं, इवन मराठी फिल्म्स, बिकॉज ऑफ इंसेंटिव्स एंड अदर्स सपोर्ट, so people are shooting Marathi films in Uttar Pradesh. They are going there, setting up films in Uttar Pradesh. London is like UP. If we go to London, I was shooting in London 2 months back. So at one given point of time, there were 22 Indian films were being shot there. So there were Marathi films, there were Hindi films, Tamil, Telugu. So I think we need to take notice of this right now. So of course there's a certain incentive for Marathi films in Maharashtra, which I think is in range of 40 lakhs or something. But if somebody, a Marathi producer, Adi is sitting here, and we produce Marathi films. So if we go, say to Uttar Pradesh, now there are around 12 states which are given incentives in the range of 2 CR, for all languages. So as far as economics goes, generally Marathi films we make in the range of say 2 to 6 CR. So if a producer is thinking of shooting his film, say in UK for tax rebates and other benefits, or in UP, so he's justified, because it's a small market and it's very difficult to recover that kind of money. So if the, little hedging can be done from incentives, so that's very lucrative for a small producer. So this is one. Second, आज से 10 साल पहले, 12 साल पहले, when we used to go abroad and shoot, the stories were set there, हम लोग लंदन जाते थे क्योंकि मेरी कहानी लंदन की है. Now we are creating India in London, So the stories which are set here, so वो भी UK में जाके shoot हो रही हैं, because the kind of incentives which are being given. For example, a film like Vikram Vedha, they created a huge set in Abu Dhabi, that could have easily been done in Film City here. So I think ये बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जिनको ध्यान में लेकर के when जैसे सौरभ सर ने कहा, अविनाश सर ने कहा कि you are formulating a new policy. So मुझे लगता है कि इन सारी चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए. Secondly, with the OTTs coming in, there's a huge market in web space, so there's no incentive for web shows here in Maharashtra. But number of other states, including Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, they are giving incentives on web shows also. That's why you'll see a number of web shows which are in a way set in Maharashtra are being shot in Madhya Pradesh or in other states, क्योंकि वहाँ पे उस तरह के incentives उनको मिल रहे हैं. So उससे दोनों तरह की चीज़ें हो रही हैं slowly. मतलब जिस तरह का इकोसिस्टम, जिस तरह का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर महाराष्ट्र में, खासकर मुंबई में फिल्म मेकिंग को लेकर के हमारे पास है, इतने सालों से जो बन करके आया था, स्लोली अदर स्टेट्स हैव स्टार्टेड बिल्डिंग अप दैट इकोसिस्टम, दैट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, जो पहले भोपाल में हमें नहीं मिलता था या समझिए कि बनारस में हमें नहीं मिलता था. एवरीथिंग इज़ अवेलेबल देयर, एवरीथिंग इज़ अवेलेबल देयर. एक ज़माने में आपको याद होगा हम लोग हैदराबाद रामोजीराव फिल्म सिटी शूट करने जाते थे, यहाँ फिल्म सिटी छोड़ करके, क्योंकि वहाँ में रेडी सेट्स मिलते थे, जो बात अभी सर कर रहे थे. सो उस ज़माने में बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज था कि आप रामोजीराव में जाएंगे एंड यू विल फिनिश योर फिल्म एंड यू विल कम बैक. With our film city, that is not possible because we have floors and we have to create sets here. So ready sets हमारे पास नहीं है. उसी तरह से पोस्ट की जो फैसिलिटीज़ जिस तरह की वहाँ मिलती थी, वो उस ज़माने में वो हमारे पास नहीं थी महाराष्ट्र में. But saying that, with this single window policy, taking permissions and everything has become very smooth in last few years. It's much easier, much smoother. That is one. Number two, in last few years, as filmmakers, as producers and directors, the problems which we faced in Mumbai from various associations, political and other associations, that has completely, gone out. So now, I don't remember a shooting being stalled in last 4-5 years. नहीं तो पहले हम लोगों की shootings रुक जाया करती थी. So I think that's a wonderful step which the government has taken. So ये सारी चीज़ें हैं, but I think we need a comprehensive film policy from Maharashtra. बाकी states जो कर रहे हैं ना सर, वो बुला रहे हैं. हमें तो जाने से रोकना है. मुझे लगता है कि वो ज़्यादा important है. अभी हमें बुलाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But the kind of locations, the kind of state we have, I think it's in terms of weather conditions. महाराष्ट्र से अच्छा कोई स्टेट नहीं है फॉर फिल्म मेकिंग. हम लोगों ने और स्टेट्स के भी पैनल्स अटेंड किए, देखा द काइंड ऑफ लोकेशंस वी हैव in Maharashtra, interiors, it's amazing. So there's no reason कि अगर एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव अच्छी पॉलिसी बने, थोड़ा एग्रेसिव होकर के स्टेप्स लिए जाएं, सो नेक्स्ट ईयर जब आप यहाँ होंगे तो बेस्ट फिल्म, हाँ, फ्रेंडली स्टेट इट शुड बी महाराष्ट्र. और मुझे लगता है कि वो तो परमानेंट हो जाना चाहिए, महाराष्ट्र से बाहर तो वो जाना ही नहीं चाहिए. दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक. या, थैंक यू.
Well said, sir. Adinath, besides being a noted actor, you literally have, production in your blood and veins. So what would be your suggestions on how Maharashtra can, retain its permanent place as a hub of Indian filmmaking? Content production, actually, not just filmmaking.
I completely agree with Ashwini ji. Maharashtra has the most diverse locations in our country. The only reason why a filmmaker should go out of Maharashtra if he wants snow or if he wants to show a desert. There is no other reason why a filmmaker should leave Maharashtra, because we have a diverse landscape. The Western Ghats, the Konkan coast, the beaches, beautiful locations. And with every 100 kilometers, the landscape changes. Then when the plateau starts, the Deccan Plateau starts, where you have the Marathwada side, the Vidarbha side, Nagpur, again, flat lands over there. That landscape is completely different from the Western Maharashtra side. I made my film Pani, and it's based on a true story. It's based on a story that happened in the Nanded district, a village in Nanded district. So we had thoughts of, budget come karne ke liye, maybe we could cheat it somewhere here, but we could not do it because that landscape is so specific. The Marathwada landscape, they have flat lands, there are no mountains and all. You can see till the horizon, the land is flat, and there are just these neem trees that you can see over there, and it's beautiful. Every landscape has its own beauty. So Solapur, again, the southeast part of Maharashtra, even that has got a different flavor and a different landscape. There are different colors in different parts of Maharashtra. So I think cinematically, visually, we have a very diverse palette in Maharashtra. And the government is doing a great job. We are building infrastructure. We are going one step at a time. But I think we need to develop that infrastructure, not just focus only on Mumbai, Pune, and some metros, but we should also try to explore and enhance the infrastructure in the interiors of Maharashtra also. We need to promote, I believe, your tourism, you are focusing on a lot of different regions of Maharashtra, which are very beautiful. If you go to see there's a place called Bhandardhara near Nasik. If you go there post-rainfall, like you go in September, it's like Switzerland. I mean, it is that beautiful. If you go to Kolhapur, there is the Panhala, and that, it's scenic. I spent my entire childhood I grew up, I can say I grew up in Kolhapur, and that's part of Maharashtra because my father's films, when I was in school, he used to shoot mainly in Kolhapur, and I think the entire Marathi film industry and even South, like I remember Mani Ratnam sir coming and shooting in Kolhapur. Hindi films also used to be shot. There were big studios. There was Shalini studio there. There was Jaiprabha studio. There is the Chitranagari also. The Kolhapur Film City is also there, which is very well developed now. Sanjay Patil is doing a fabulous job there. Unfortunately, Shalini studio is not there anymore. Jaiprabha is also not there. It's quite sad. Because those were heritage studios. Like, they were the birthplace of Indian cinema. So I think we need to really take, I think we can, if we really take it to our heart and we try to make the infrastructure strong, preserve what we have, preserve our history. There are so many forts. I mean, I go to these countries outside, like we go to Singapore. These people, they create tourism out of nothing. Like, they don't have an history. It's a new island, it's a new country. We go to some other young country and they have created tourism out of whatever little things they have. We have so much history. There are the Yadav forts, the Shivaji forts, we have the Nizam forts in the eastern part of Maharashtra, then the forests. There is so much that we can do, and there is, I mean, I'm sure we are doing it, but I think we need to get there. And I'm sure we will get there, but Maharashtra is a beautiful place to shoot. So yeah, talking about Pani, we are planning to shoot, so I was trying to cheat it somewhere else, but I couldn't find the landscape. I went to Solapur, and finally we had to go there and shoot it, and we got that. that flavor, that palette. And I think we were appreciated for it. That film will be coming out soon, thanks to the pandemic. But yeah, I think this is the birthplace of cinema. And the reason it is the birthplace of cinema is because it is a culturally and a nature-wise rich state, which should be exploited well.
Thank you. Amruta, you've been part of many iconic Hindi and Marathi films. So specifically from the perspective of Marathi cinema, where do you think Maharashtra stands as a place which is welcoming to filmmakers and creative talent?
Yeah, so even I agree with what Adi said, that, you know, what a wonderful landscape there is. And I myself have shot in interiors of Maharashtra. Like Killa, I shot in Guhagar. And many of Killa was shown in Berlin, and many of the like international filmmakers were asking me, like, where's this film is shot? But coming back, as Ashwini was saying, that, you know, हमें जाने से रोकना है, क्यों जा रहे हैं? You know, like we need to look at that. And I like that Avinash ji said कि हमें बताइए. So this dialogue is important, and that is why this discussion is very important. That's what I think. मुझे लगता है कि yes, these incentives like फिल्म बनाने के लिए चीज़ें हो रही हैं, बट मुझे लगता है कि फिल्म बनने के बाद उसका क्या होता है इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ फिल्म मेकिंग ऑन एज सच. एंड दैट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स कि कौन मतलब वहाँ पे रुकेगा या नहीं रुकेगा, यू नो. सो वी आर वेरी वेरी सिक्योर बिकॉज वी हैव अ लॉन्ग ट्रेडिशन, एज वी वर सेइंग, लाइक, यू नो. तो वी हैव लोकेशंस, वी हैव ऑल दिस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. बट now 2 days back, I was feeling really, मतलब एक ज़माना था when Nawaz had said this to me, like, you know, तेरी language में सबसे बढ़िया काम हो रहा है, and I hope कि मुझे मराठी आती तो मैं तुम्हारी language में काम कर सकता था. But like 2 days back, this thing has happened कि हमारी एक film सनी, जिसके मतलब tickets खरीदे हुए हैं लोगों ने, और कल्याण में वो show cancel हो गया, you know. So this is a subplot, but sometimes subplot adds a lot to main plot, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. And this subplot is adding a lot, मुझे ऐसा लगता है, because for a filmmaker in Maharashtra, जो हैं वहाँ पे, मतलब हमारे मिट्टी के लोग हैं तो वहाँ पे करेंगे, तो उनको ये अगर हौसला मिले कि नहीं, बाद में अगर उनको बताया जाएगा कि आपको हिंदी फिल्म से कॉम्पीट करना है, 1.5 दिन में आपको बताया जाएगा कि आपकी फिल्म पिट चुकी है या फिर जो भी हो चुका है. You don't have those budgets to make your films, but you have to compete with that. तो मतलब ये सब बहुत scary है as a filmmaker. When if I go in a filmmaker shoes in Maharashtra, like, I'm like, okay, I have to fight with also, and now I have to fight with also RRR and all those things also, like, you know. तो इन सब से compete करना है. Budget wise, I'm not there, and afterwards there is no one backing me कि भाई ठीक है, एक हफ्ता फिल्म रहेगी. You know, like content अच्छा है, फिल्म को पहुँचने तक थोड़ा टाइम देते हैं. You know, so I know it's a business, and I know like in business things are quite you know, brutal, I would say. But मुझे लगता है कि एक family में अगर we all are a family, I would say. Languages don't matter, because now see, Malayalam film industry is doing so well, or all this, many South Indian films are running, like Kantara running well everywhere is a very positive sign, I would say. Having said that, मुझे लगता है कि if we are a big family, you know, अगर कुछ भाई अच्छा कर रहे हैं तो उनको कुछ भाई लोगों को सहारा भी देना चाहिए. That's what I think. और उसके लिए माता पिता ने कुछ schemes करनी चाहिए. Now I don't know how and what, but I'll give you an example in Maharashtra. After COVID also, right now, Marathi natak, we are having houseful shows. But unfortunately, बहुत सारी मराठी फिल्में नहीं वो कर पा रही है. तो I think it's a tradition, and it needs change in perspective of how you look at the film after it is made also. So why Marathi natak? Also because it's a tradition and there are spaces. So for films, we need spaces also. And those spaces need not be dependent on only what kind of business you're doing. I mean, I'm not even talking about my films which have won national award. They haven't seen theater yet. I mean, I'm not even talking there. But a film like the film I'm talking about, Sunny, which could do well if, you know, we give that space and we stand by the film. So I think उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं वो अगर dialogues open हो जाए तो that would be really great. That's what I think.
No, it's a very pertinent point to bring up, but to be fair, it's, I think more of our exhibition issues that we have, which is actually a national issue, where for a country of a size, we have 8,500 screens. China, which is what I think the same population has, 1 lakh screens. US has 1/3 of the population, but 4 times the number of screens. But I think the state can and should play a role where we can figure out what incentives we can give your PVR, single screen theaters to maybe help them add more screens. You want to add something to that?
Yeah, I would like to extend on what Amruta is trying to say here. We should encourage local filmmakers in Maharashtra to make local films. That's how we will grow the business, grow the industry. If you support the filmmaker, the industry will grow. The filmmaker will grow, the industry will grow, business will grow, infrastructure will grow. And then the growth is, we become as big as the South industry. So I think, for example, in Gujarat, I think they have incentives where a national award winning film, when you win a national award, you get an additional subsidy. The subsidy that we have today also for a Marathi film is around 40 lakhs, which is comparatively too less to the kind of budgets we have. An average Marathi film, a decently made Marathi film, the lowest budget would be around 2 crores. 40 lakhs, he doesn't cover anything. And we have to stand tall in front of Bollywood, in front of South, in front of Hollywood, and we have to make our presence felt. In spite of that, we do it. Like there were 3 major hits in Marathi this year. There was Pawan Khinder, there was Chandramukhi, and then there was Dharmavir, which really pulled the audience at the box office, and these films did better business than Hindi films. Like I remember my film Chandramukhi, we released on Friday. There were 2 big Hindi films with us. On Monday, the other 2 Hindi films shows reduced and Marathi films, Chandramukhi's shows had increased. So there is an audience who is hungry to watch good content, who are hungry to watch Marathi films. And they are not just Marathi audience, there is also non-Marathi audience who goes and watches these films. We go and watch Kantara, we go and watch Pushpa, we go and watch these films in the theaters. So the audience, and because of the lockdown and the audience is now used to watching digital content with subtitles, the concept of watching a film in a particular language is, I think it's become very, it's a thing of the past now. If it's a great story, audience also go and see it, maybe in a dubbed language or subtitles. So, hair market, I think we just need to empower our filmmakers. We need to empower local Maharashtra filmmakers to make Maharashtrian films. And we need to increase the subsidies or incentives. And there are of course, you guys are the experts in cracking, and you are doing a fab job, but I think we really need to pull up our socks and make sure we secure it here.
See, on that note, at the Producers Guild, we often deal with administrations at the highest levels. And I must say there's a very deep understanding of how important this industry is to Maharashtra. Economically, the employment it provides, that's also the identity of Maharashtra. And there's great sincerity of effort to help the industry. But I think often the issue comes at the last mile, and that's not unique to Maharashtra. It happens all over, where the government wants to support, but it's the Havaldar who lands up on a set and troubles you. So, Déborah, you are the person who actually executes films on the ground. So maybe you can share your experiences.
Thank you. So yes, I welcome foreign film in India, a lot of them. We usually don't decide on the state in terms of incentive. We look at the script and then we find the best possible location. A lot of stories are based in Maharashtra, a lot of them are based in Mumbai. So we've shot a lot of foreign film in Mumbai in the past few years. And we love to shoot in Mumbai, first because the technicians are already there. We don't have to make people travel. We don't have to organize hotels. So for us, it's easier to shoot in Mumbai than to shoot in Jaipur, for example. But I have to say that in terms of permission, it's always very challenging. There is a lot of confusion. So for example, if I shoot in Marine Drive, yes, there is a coastal permission, a BMC permission, a police permission. And after taking all those permissions, one of the representatives of this place will come on set and trouble. But 2 hours later, another one will come and trouble. So it's a lot of difficulties on ground. Also, sometimes we have difficulties to find the right location. So for example, we shot a French film called The Best Is Yet to Come, and we needed to find in Mumbai a busy market, which was very easy to find, a temple we found, and an hospital. So finding an hospital in Bombay in which you can shoot is actually very, very difficult, because hospitals are very busy. Nobody is ready to give an hospital as a location, or if they give it to you, they'll tell you, okay, you have to shoot in the middle of the night. So can the government help us with a location, for example? Yes, the union is a big issue, especially when we shoot with foreigners. I think immediately the union is informed, and after a few hours, we get a lot of issue on set. So that's also something we should discuss. And in terms of incentive, I mean, I don't know if we shoot in Marathi, but it's a foreign filmmaker. Can we get the incentive or not?
Thank you. I think we have heard all of you, and we do realize, and it has to be a continuous improvement. But as far as government goes, we are focusing on ease of filming, actually, as you rightly pointed out, and I've heard from the earlier producers also, and they actually want to see more than fiscal incentives, some kind of a environment which favors shooting and making it more easy. So like MD was referring that some 200 odd locations and more as you add the list to it, something like some kind of a deemed permission kind of a thing status would be there, so that you need not have to run around the authorities for chasing those permissions. But this single window thing is doing wonders. Government of India has also acknowledged we are the only state which has actually, and now they are trying to move it to the portal of Government of India also. So we are actually reaching out to districts also, not just as he was saying, we need to promote the interiors of Maharashtra also, because each, you move 100 kilometers away from Mumbai and you find different new locations. So we are trying to reach out to collectors. So slowly the process has begun. The government resolution has been issued, which says that within 7 days you are supposed to process, that it will be treated as a deemed permission kind of a thing. But of course, you know, it's a slow, everybody's attitude has to change, the police attitude has to change. In the beginning Mumbai was I think our pilot project, it was successful, and now we are taking it to all over state. So I hope that as far as the fiscal incentives goes for Marathi film producers, and there are a lot of advocacy coming in from there. So our policy, the new which is under consideration, has a special focus on Marathi cinema only. And we have consulted quite a few Marathi producers, people who are associated with the fraternity. There was a conference. In fact, during COVID, we were the only one who were very active, actually. In Goregaon, there was a bio bubble. We had that kind of a creation. I think, but for the first wave lockdown, shooting was never stopped. So we know the priority. We do give a lot of importance of this industry, and we are in the process of resolving more issues. And the government is really according a lot of priorities and finding solutions. So of course, building fiscal incentive, of course, you have to balance different sectors. So for Marathi films, we do want to encourage all the producers and all to come up, resolving all the issues. But of course, we are looking at other incentives. Other states have to catch up with Maharashtra, so they are offering definitely more incentives. That is there. And we do want, as the story suits a particular location, we have no issues. But of course, like you were saying, in Abu Dhabi, the film was shot. I have seen. In fact, they have created the entire Kanpur. They have created the entire Lucknow. That also we have seen. So there now, I was just told that Abu Dhabi Film Commission, some $7 billion they have as an offering. So there is no match actually to the fiscal incentives one can really. But what we offer, as he says, the locations. Even I was just sharing with someone that we are the deepest pool actually. The tourism department has in Sindhudurg. In fact, for your water filming locations, nothing can be better than that. Very trained scuba divers are there. So some of these locations which Avinash will focus in his portal, are the ones, unexplored beaches, the latest skis, jets, everything that you boats that you are really looking in foreign locations will be there. And they are again, unlike Goa and all the beaches, you know, in Konkan, are really unexplored ones. So same is about the other destinations. But we will have definitely more filming locations, more film cities that we want to come up with PPP mode also. So
Thank you.
I think there's a plan of having a Thane film city also, which is also a great initiative you guys are doing. There's going to be a film city in Thane, I think something happening in Nashik as well. So
Nashik
we are
is there,
looking forward.
So that is in pipeline.
Looking forward to that.
One and with
Also, I want to congratulate the government because recently, so I also produce television shows. And the biggest challenge that we face as producers, as television producers, is that, so how a television producer survives is the first year of his television show, he manages to break even. He starts making money in the second year onwards. You know, it takes that much time for the recovery to happen. And initially there was a rule where the location hire in Film City, the first year used to be 50%, and second year onwards they used to give us the same rate as Hindi. But recently the government has taken an initiative and they brought the second year hire to 25%. And that's a great initiative, and I think it's visible what the government is doing.
So this is basically came out of my meeting with the production houses. So we'll always welcome, as we are, earlier decided, we'll have a meeting in Mumbai with the producers and whoever is involved, so that whatever best infrastructure wise also, and what are the glitches in the system, like what she said, and I'm also aware about union issues and then some kind of police issues. But for that, we are always there 24/7. We have a single window system. If we approach there, we'll ensure that issue is resolved there itself. So that, I mean, highest of the authorities will be called. Suppose somebody, some constable comes on the set, so highest authority is a police commissioner or a joint police commissioner. He will be called and he will be told that this should not happen. So we'll ensure that everybody is on the board.
So, you know, maybe with the single window mechanism, you can actually also have a helpline where any trouble filmmakers can call up. And I think the very fact that it exists will be like a...
Certainly, I mean, your suggestion is accepted and it will be operational very soon.
Thank you, sir. So I think we have a couple of minutes so we can take audience questions if there are any. Yes, sir.
Even I just want to add before that, even some of the beautiful film sets which are created like in Kolhapur and all, so government has purchased those. So to offer to the other producers at a very concessional rate. So something we just don't destroy, and if the producer comes forward and we do take that.
Good afternoon. My name is Ramesh Tekwani, and actually I'm a documentary filmmaker, but it's everything minus Bollywood. So what we call language cinema. Now, the suggestion and the question comes together. Because recently we were having a meeting and we realized that the number of theaters, I have been a member of the Producers Guild once upon a time, but when I realized that I'm never going to make a feature film of their kind, therefore, I had to beg off. But the question is that today, if we don't have enough theaters, because at the end of the day, he can make a film, but if the theater doesn't sell the ticket, there's no theater to sell the tickets, we have a problem. Now, offline, there's a whole white paper that can be done, So that I can tell you because Pradhan Mantri ji had wanted some 30,000 theaters. Now, in wake of the OTT, is that 30,000 still stands, though OTT is no competition for cinema houses, actually speaking. It's just a balance. Once it comes into place, all the 30,000 theaters can be absorbed. Two is that multiplexes are not cinema screens per se, they are entertainment centers. So they are not answerable to entertaining the masses, but they're answerable to their shareholders and to sell me popcorn at enhanced rates. So therefore, we need to create single screeners. Now, single screeners, the best example is that of Liberty Cinema in Mumbai, when they screened Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, where the producer paid money to the theater to enhance their quality of the screening. They screened it in only one theater, no piracy, everybody made a lot of money. Déborah here spoke about, incentives for international films. Now, I have a festival, I meaning I'm one of the founders of a festival in France, where the main objective is to promote Indian cinema and sell tickets for Indian cinema in Paris, France, Europe, and eventually maybe rest of the world, but France and Europe. So what incentive do we give you? In the sense that if I get $100, I multiply it by 80. But if I give them 100 rupees, they can't get a pan with it. So that is the exchange rate that creates a problem. But in Maharashtra, I have seen, when I was working with MTDC together,
Sir,
one of my...
may I request you to stick to a question?
Sorry?
In the interest of time, could you stick to a question?
Pardon me?
We have very less time. Could you get to the
Okay,
question?
I can meet you people offline.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, hello. I'm Deepak. I have been a media person, journalist, editor, and I'm now filmmaker. My two things are there. One is, which touched upon by Amruta. The first thing was, yes, there are a lot of platforms available, a lot of content is coming in, but what do we do after doing it? So the question of post-pandemic, we have, the single screen people have faced a very big tough time. Second question is, Mumbai and Maharashtra has a history and it's a hub and it is the economic capital of India. But where we have only one FTI in whole of Maharashtra, so the content creation will come after skill development. So what is the government doing for skill development for the upcoming budding? Like there's a nice incentive started with 75 creative minds. So do we have something from Maharashtra, which is the hub of cinema ki Pandari bolte hai? Do we have some more plans for creating film schools or film making kind of content creation? And the last is, what happens with these unions? We have censorship beyond censorship. So film comes, gets censors, and somebody comes and stops the film. So will that government do something there? Because we have this censorship beyond censorship. And I think only government can handle that. And since we have two officers on this stage, I would request you, please look into it, because we have CBFC, certifies the film, and then yet the filmmaker is not confident my show will go on. So,
Very valid point, but honestly, I think they're slightly out of the domain of shooting destination, which is the theme of the subject. But I think offline we can definitely discuss screen density. And as I think training goes, I think there is FTI, there are a lot of also private institutes, but of course, much more needs to be done given the scope of the industry.
But there could be also some training of technicians, like we could have exchanges, for example, between, I don't know, a grip in France and a grip in India, or gaffer. Like technicians could be trained and we could have exchanges also.
Just respond by saying that skill will be a part of the new policy, skill development, all the technicians and others, and we are working closely with skill development department. So I can just say, and the content creation is one of the objectives, good content creation of the new proposed policy. So we are really looking at this very seriously, and we want to promote good cinema. There will be incentives. In fact, there is a government resolution which says that we do support on making any personality. If you make a film, there's support, which also we are increasing, so that something like if you can really showcase a personality to the next generation, something you have to create in a latest format actually. So we are increasing the support for that also. So we are working on those lines. The other part, I think I leave it for off the record discussion. So maybe we can. But I think Rane Sahib, you can introduce our budding director and how government is promoting. Maybe if it comes from your side, like taking his film to Cannes and all, maybe you can just throw a little. So introduce him also. So it's like he's a budding. I think Ashok ji, आप थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में बताएंगे. So I think that will say more than government person saying it.
Thank you. I've been listening to all of you, and then I know so many plans of government of Maharashtra, so many development plans all these years. But still, government of Maharashtra is doing so much well for the Marathi cinema. And some 5 years back, I wrote an article about how different governments work for their own cinema. And not because I am Marathi, I am from Maharashtra, I praise my own government. But that really, Maharashtra government is doing so well for the Marathi cinema. And the only government policy where they take Marathi cinema to Cannes world film market. Nobody is, entire India, nobody has done that. And government of Maharashtra took this initiative, they decided to, because now Marathi cinema is doing so well, they are doing business in Maharashtra, and there is a one constant problem for the Marathi cinema because they have to compete with Hindi cinema. This will be always there. But despite that, they are doing so well. Some films are really doing well, and they are doing well in outside Maharashtra also. But then government of Maharashtra decided to take this budding filmmaker, young filmmaker, with their content to the place like Cannes, put their content in the front of world fraternity. And 5 years we've been doing this. And a very good response from the different part of the world, the sales agent, festival programmer, festival directors. Even every year, last 5 years, I've been leading that whole thing. And last 5 years, the New York Film School, they come there every year. And last 5 years, their students and the professor have discussion with one filmmaker out of those 3. Last 5 years it's been happening. So they are so curious about Marathi cinema. So this is a very good initiative about, and because this is a great exposure, some boys are here with me. This man, Shankar, his film was there in his film was there this year. And his first filmmaker, debut film, and he got such a good response from non-Marathi people. And he was there, then some other filmmakers also there. So this is a good initiative for take these young filmmakers to such a huge market. And for them, this is a good exposure outside Maharashtra. Because we always talk about we Indians, you know, हम 2 Marathi मिलते हैं, 2 Bengali मिलते हैं, 2 Punjabi मिलते हैं, अपने भाषा में शुरू हो जाते हैं. But here, there is a possibility, because last 2 years back, one boy was there with me, and his film was so good, this New York Film School students liked it so much. So they wanted to have a discussion with the filmmaker. So I told my boy, they are going to have some discussion with them. He said, sir, मेरे को English तो आती नहीं, मैं क्या बात करूँगा? बोला, तुम मराठी में बात करो. But the kind of interaction happened. I was so happy. Now today, Amruta and Adinath, I'm just watching them talking. You all are senior people. These 2 young boys, a girl, they're sitting in front of me, talking about cinema. I've been here, film festival. This is my 40th IFI. Wow. And the first time I'm saying, no, it's okay. First time seeing some young people from my industry, they're talking so confidently, not about as an actor and producer, but the entire business. They know business, how business should be taken forward and how they should, everything. They know everything about cinema. They are not, she's not just actor, he's not just actor. They know everything about the industry and they can guide. Now we are retired people. Now they are there to guide the government of Maharashtra how to take things further. And one thing, sir, that about the technicians training, that also, that proposal is there with you, you know. We are working on that, I think. So they are working on that. 2 years back, the 3 days conference was organized by Film City and Government of Culture Department. And all aspects of developing Marathi cinema industry in Maharashtra into taken care of, and the whole big project was ready. And it is under consideration, and through that, they are going to start some kind of an institute where the technician will be trained. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Monica, do we have time for more?
So one last question.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Intikhab. I represent Vistas Media Capital. I don't have a question, but I want to share an experience, you know, and this would be something which will be useful. Like Adinath said, you know, in April we released Chandramukhi, which actually grew on to become popular. I take care of MENA region for Vistas Media, and we released the film in Dubai, okay? And when we released, okay, there was a weekend which had Eid celebrations over there. Middle East has a 7-day holiday window, okay, for the Eid celebration. Nothing happens over there except for, like, you know, family gatherings, going out, etc. Chandramukhi was 14th film, okay, which got released on that week. So there were 4 Hollywood films, 2 big Bollywood films, 6 local language films. There was 1 which was some other region, and 14th was Chandramukhi. We ran the film over there 2 weeks successfully. Before this, I was told no Marathi film was ran over there for 2 weeks, okay? We did well, we got good response, okay? And what I mean to say over here is today the content has blurred that line of languages and everything. Anything which is a good content is received well, but you have to encourage or you have to have policies to take it to a market which has the potential. Like we all know in UAE, today we have 7 Marathi mandals registered. We have more than 50,000 Maharashtrians who are members of those mandals. So I don't see any problem why Marathi films should not travel internationally. But yes, we would require support, and that's something that we all are wanting right now.
Thank you.
Add to what you have said, even the Pune Film Festival, which we have been holding regularly, so government had decided to increase the support almost 8 times what you are supporting, and maybe holding us like we are in tier 2, 3 cities, those that Marathi films are screened there, foreign films are screened there, some kind of an appreciation for films in general increase, and taking Marathi films to even Dubai. So maybe there can be another venue for Pune Film Festival. That also we are exploring if, with the support of Government of India, if that is there. So
like what you
I think we are really wanting to increase. The Pune Film Festival is a brand which has been even accepted, even in the Cannes it was referred as one of the only state festival that is we are doing. So we really want to increase the support to these such kind of film festivals. So that is there. And of course, we have taken all your positive feedback. We'll take back our rush to our proposed policy, improve it further, and surely you are all welcome to offer suggestions, even post the discussion.
I think the moral of the story should be that making a Marathi film should be a low-risk proposition. Today, as a film producer, I feel it'll be safer if I make a Hindi film because, the platforms will give me better money. Or if I'll do this film, this project, web series is better, more secure, television show is much. We need to build that security for Marathi cinema. And that whatever we do should be in that direction. Whatever, incentives, subsidy, infrastructure, whatever it is.
We've overshot our time. I can see Monica giving us dirty looks. So thank you very much to the most eminent panel we had for the insights, and thank you to the audience. And I hope you have a great time at IFFI. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind.
Thank you.